guys, so you know how I said I was only going to do wrap-ups for every 2 months? Well, in the month of May I read 6 books! I am so proud of myself, and yes, 3 of them were comics, 4 of them were rereads, and 2 of them were new books that got off my TBR. I know it's not really that much considering, again, 3 were comics, so basically I was just looking at pictures of my favorite people, but I'm proud that I managed to read 6. I think I've caught up a little bit with my Goodreads, but my goal is 52 books, and I just don't think I'm gonna get that done. It's not gonna happen. I'm worried, but also I really can't be that worried because, like, I didn't reach it last year, probably not gonna reach it this year. Honestly, in my reading journal, if you guys saw that video, I had my Goodreads challenge over 2 pages, and I feel like this moment, if I can just fill up the first page, I will be happy. But definitely reading some comics definitely helped, and I'm so excited to get into what I read. If anyone knows me and knows my obsession over the last month, that has been the Heartstopper comics by Oseman, and you can see these are the leaves falling. I put them on my bookshelves and I drew them. I made a TikTok about it too if you guguys want to check me out. I'm at Abbeyleec. Plugging myself here, but you can check these videos out if you want to. But I am obsessed with the show. I've already watched it 4 times, and I know there's a lot of people out there that have watched it literally every day since it came out, and some people are up to 100 watches, and that could be me, but I also have to work all the time, and I plan on watching it again with my friend in a couple of weeks because we were going to do it, and then sickness took hold of my friend and we have had to push it back, but now we should, you know, hopefully be able to do it. But with the show, the first 2 volumes are covered in the show, so I wanted to reread them to see what they got correct, even though there is not really anything in the show that made me mad, except for there's one key thing that, like, got revealed too early, and it's a really important thing in volume 3 that I'm a bit mad about, but, like, not that mad. Like, honestly, I am obsessed with the show. I love the cast, I love the story, it's done so well, it's handled so well, but I wanted to go back and kind of refresh my memory, and then I continued on with volume 3, and I will definitely read volume 4 within this month, like in June, because we are now in June. I'm nearly halfway through the year. It's a bit scary. I love it so much, and I just love these boys so dearly. Like, they have honestly the most purest relationship I've ever read, and they're just so cute. And what's really cool is you can really see how, like, Alice's art style has, like, evolved over the course, because they look not necessarily a lot different, but they do have different features, and I feel like maybe they're more sharper, like, come volume 4. But I'm so sad that we don't get the next volume until, like, January or February of next year. But Alice is also taking a break, so it could be longer. Not mad about it if she does have to take time. And also, she's going to start writing scripts for season 2. I'm still so thankful we're going to get the next seasons. 2 more as well. Like, is anyone else so excited that we're getting 2 more seasons? I am beyond excited. Like, you guys obviously probably already know I have no chill. Like, I literally bought a pair of Vans because I'm obsessed. And I want to get a pair of Converses too, and it's like, I'm going to have all the shoes. I'm going to have the Holy Trilogy because I have Docs, have Vans, got to get some Converses, and I've got all the cool shoes. I have no control, like, honestly, no control. But I love it so much. I recommend it if you haven't picked it up yet because it's just cuteness overload. Next book I read was By Any Other Name by Lauren Kate, and I was so excited, okay, because she wrote the Fallen series. I was like, holy shit, she's got something new, she's probably matured as a writer, it's going to be amazing. And this was crap. I overhyped it, and I'm so mad about that, and I still gave this book 3 stars. Like, it was okay, but it read so much like Fallen that I just felt very jarred by reading it, for one thing. But also, it's a contemporary, it's a romance, and they did the young adult thing where they don't even kiss until the last page. And I know that's not a big thing to be, like, concerned about, but, like, we didn't have any sex scene, we didn't have a fade to black sex scene, they didn't even kiss until the end, and then it just ended. And this book is literally less than 300 pages long. This is not enough time to tell a cohesive story when literally you don't really even know if the guy, like the love interest, even likes her until the end, because they don't discuss anything, they don't talk about their relationship, nothing happens. If they came out of it as friends and just nothing happened, I wouldn't have been shocked because there was no vibe. Like, obviously we're in the main character's point of view, and she's all like, oh my god, like, I think I like him, but I don't know, and then she's engaged to another guy, and then she's suddenly like, oh, I hate you, which is the vibe, obviously. But I'm so mad about this. But also, what makes me mad is when she meets the guy and she's like, oh, he's such an asshole, he's so condescending and he's so rude to me, and I don't understand how I can spend any time with him. And he did nothing. Like, I was reading it and he was pleasantly nice. Like, I don't know why there was this big elaboration about how he was the worst person on the world and like scum of the earth when he did nothing. He was just a normal dude. He was just chilling. And the rest of the book, she's like, I don't trust him. He's rude. He's mean. And then she's like, oh, it's a big misunderstanding. They actually didn't even have that conversation because they left it out too. Like, there's a points of stories, right, where you have the beginning, the middle, and the end. This was just like, blah, 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 blah. Like, it was bad. But I did like that it was about publishing. That was the only saving grace. I liked that it was about writing. And I liked the friends that the main character, because I've forgotten her name, Lainey's got a great support system. And I also like that they went overseas. And still, it just ended. It just ended. Like, I don't even know what to think. Don't read it is my recommendation. And then I read volume 2 of Heartstopper by Oseman. What I did was every time I finished a book, I rewarded myself with another volume of Heartstopper, even though at the end I read 2 books back to back that weren't Heartstopper. I do find it interesting in the show that Nick's coming out and his journey to his bisexuality is a lot more involved. It's good to see that on TV. Like, in the comics, it's kind of like he's obviously concerned and doesn't know who he is, but then he knows relatively quickly. Like, it's, I mean, it's only this long that he has to deal with it. And there's things that are put in the show for drama's sake, because even though this is a simple story about 2 boys falling in love and everyone's obsessed with it, they still have to have that little bit extra drama to make it more for a TV show. I wouldn't even care if it was 4 hours of just Nick and Charlie being cute. I would watch anything. But this is definitely such a cute one because it's them deciding that they want to be boyfriends and in love, and just, it's so cute. And I just love the way that Nick freaking broke the system here when he's like, oh, I have a crush on this person that's unattainable, and he's like, he's my boyfriend now. Like, it is amazing. He didn't lose hope at all, and he just showed everyone that you can do it. You can be with that person that you truly care about. It's so cute. And the novel that I reread was Scarlet by Marissa Meyer. Like, I have finally freaking done it. So I did a buddy read of this with Kat from Brews and Reviews because we've been talking about this for a couple of months, like honestly since the start of the year, and I was finally like, nah, I'm doing it, I'm gonna do it. So I just picked it up. Even though I'm already in the middle of 7 other books, I picked this up and I got through it relatively quickly, but I also read a good chunk of it because I went to Sydney this month and I was on the train, so I read like 150 pages there, and I just got through it so easily. Like, it's so easy to read. Like, I forgot how easy these books are to read. Even though Cinder, I remember the first time I read it, I basically was up until like 3 in the morning finishing it because I was like, I have to finish this for a readathon, and I was like so adamant then. I have no will to read at all anymore. Like, I don't even know who that Abby was anymore because damn. But I remember it was quick, but I also dredged through it, and then when I reread it, I think it took me a week. So it felt slower, but once the characters all start coming into it, it is amazing. And Scarlet and Wolf are my favorite couple. Like, I haven't even read Winter yet, and I can tell you they are my favorite couple because they're so wholesome. Even though he's like a killing machine and she is snarky. That's a really random way to describe it, but I love them. They're wholesome, but they have issues, and like, you know, she's trying to find a grandma. You know, it is all the things, but I enjoyed this so much, and I would love to get to Crest soon, but I have a lot of things that I want to finish or I want to start, and I don't know when I'm gonna like do this. Like, hopefully before the end of the year. Like, I've still got 7 months here to try and, like, if I can finish this series in the year of 2022, I would be so proud of myself. But I am just so glad I finally continued on with this reread. And then throughout the month I was listening to an audiobook, and that was for Hook, Line and Sinker by Tessa Bailey, and this book is so good. I thought It Happened One Summer was amazing, but like, I don't think, like, they're equal footing for me, but this book was so good. I really enjoyed that there was a lot more deeper issues in this story because Fox really had a troubled childhood because of the way that people treated him and the way that people had these opinions of him that he sort of just went into because people kept telling him these things, and after a while you just do what people are telling you because it's what you kind of start to believe of yourself, and that's what he goes through. And his whole life is basically laid out from this initial reaction that people have to him, and this is what he does in his life, and every time he's trying to change it, it hasn't worked, so he's always just assumed this is all he's going to do in life. And then we've got Hannah, who has these aspirations at work. She really wants wants to not be the supportive actress but wants to be the leading lady, but she also has the crush on her director, and she doesn't really know where she wants to start putting her footing in the world. And I love that they have two conflicting issues here. Obviously Fox has more issues, but Hannah is just this like golden ball of sunshine in his life, and when he met her in the first book, he was done for. Like he was done for, and he didn't really know how to handle these feelings that he had at first because he's never felt this way truly, and Hannah's never felt this way either because she's always had crushes on people that are unattainable. And I feel that because I find it's a lot easier that you don't have to do anything when it's not something that can actually happen. And I mean, I get crushes, but I also don't. Like I actually have only recently started to get crushes on actors and stuff, because growing up I've never had childhood crushes. There has been no one that's taken my fancy. I love a lot of different actors and actresses, but there's never been people that I've just been like, I'm attracted to you. So now there's been some that I've liked, but I also feel Hannah here where she's just like, you know, I just want to like have this crush, and it's something that I can have in my head, but it's never gonna happen. But their romance developed so beautifully because it starts as a friendship, and then as they start to really get to know each other and really get to enjoy each other's company and even have bigger friendship, and then like the way that like the intimacy is handled in this book is done really well. And I love the way that Brandon and Piper kind of keep popping into the story, but it really is Hannah and Fox's story. And I'm just kind of sad that this duology is over because it was just so good. Like I really recommend these books. Like if you did read the Fixer Up trilogy, I would say this duology is even more my favorite. Like not that Fixer Up's my favorite, like I enjoyed those books, but like if I had to recommend out of the two, I would definitely recommend these ones. And then on the last day of the month, I finished Heartstopper Volume 3 because I was adamant. I'm like, I have to finish this, even though I read this over 2 days, because this is the biggest volume that she's released so far. I've still got my bookmark in here because I want to go through all the bonus content, but I definitely love this volume. It's so wholesome, and it's definitely a good stepping stone into having the kind of sadder volume that has to delve into Charlie's eating disorder and a lot of the issues that he has, and how Nick just wants to support him, and he really, like, he can love him, but he also needs support from professionals and stuff. But I really love this because the Paris trip is a wholesome time, but there is a clear plot point in this story about the Paris trip that makes more sense. So I'm really going to be intrigued to see how they handle it in the show, because obviously they're going to go to Paris, because also the Paris trip does involve Nick's dad and Tao and Elle's relationship development and a lot of different plot points that are going to get explored. But there's still a main one that I feel like needs to be put in here more. But I also think the idea of coming out will still be important in this volume. Like I definitely can see that happening more in the TV show as well, but I just love this so much, and I just, again, I can't wait for them to go to Paris. Like I'm obsessed with the idea of France and Paris, and I really want to go one day, and I just get to live vicariously through my favorite boys. It has been many years since I've actually held a stack this big for 1 month, and yes, they're all quite easy things to read, and it didn't really help my TBR, but I'm proud of this, okay? I am proud of all this. But anyway, guys, that is all for today's wrap up. I hope you enjoy the fact that I managed to read 6 books. I'm not going to stop talking about it, okay? Like next month I'll probably read 1, but I'm proud of this moment right now. But thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!